Welcome to this episode of Charging the Agency Frontier. Today I'm excited to interview Andrea Spencer and David Wilson of Tigermoth Creative. As Director of Creative Writing for Tigermoth Creative, Andrea gives her clients a voice and the clarity to express it. Her brand messaging and storytelling expertise makes it easy for businesses and nonprofits to connect with audiences and talk about the impact that they're making in a compelling way. David is the Director of Video Production for Tigermoth and shoots everything from adventure to documentary to commercial videography. With every project, he believes in making connections with people, setting the right tone on set, having a keen understanding of the vision for the final product, which is always engaging, if not stop you in your tracks, evocative. Their company, Tigermoth Creative, helps businesses and nonprofits leverage the power of their story. They seek out partnerships with organizations that want to get ahead and stand for something meaningful. And today we're going to talk about starting a creative agency on the freelance model. So we're going to learn from Tigermoth how they built an agency with no capital, just commitment. So Andrea, David, anything you want to add before we dive into the questions?
No.
Yeah, but thanks so much for having us, Robbie. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I think we just want to add that Tigermoth Creative is a marketing, full service marketing and creative content agency. And we're located in Greensboro, North Carolina. We're actually in a creative district in downtown called South End, which we love. And we really like to work with clients who are making a positive impact. We seek that out in our clients because we like to help them think about and bring clarity to how they communicate that impact. And we love to storytell around that. So we do that through brand messaging, videography, photography, design. And basically we're just super passionate about helping you tap into your brand heart and soul and helping you make meaningful connections using that.
Yeah. And the one thing notable too is that, yeah, we have the same thing in Winston. It's like we're in a big city or something, but no. And then the other thing that's notable, I think, is, you have 5 partners, right? So it's kind of a different model for a smaller agency, which is pretty cool, the skill sets that you bring together. So, well, very good. Awesome. Well, we'll jump right in and talk about this, starting a creative agency on the freelance model. So you all formed your agency as 5 partners without any startup capital. So how did you get your start?
Well, we all worked together at a university here in town. Some of us 12 years together, 13, 17 years. And eventually we decided, go into the freelance world. And we knew what we wanted to do. We knew where we wanted to go. We just didn't know how to get there. So I guess we just jumped in and we rented a space. We actually rented a space from another agency, just some cubicles. And we just started doing freelance work. And this work was, stuff we brought in, clients we've had before. And when we brought people in, we over the years, we created a team. We really enjoy working together. And we always knew that when we worked together, our product was better. So even when we brought in people, let's say for video or writing, we would always incorporate each other. And we'd hire each other. And we would partner with each other, and we started even selling each other. And we got to the point where we were having clients come in and we were really giving them the full agency experience. And before we had it, we didn't have a nice place, and we didn't have any capital. We didn't have a brand. And really we got our first full service agency client before we even had a name for ourselves. So we knew we're like, okay, we're ready for this. We're going to make this formal. We're going to turn it into an agency. And I think we got everything we need. We have all the pieces in place, except
for project management.
Yeah.
We had these creatives freelancing together, and we were all doing our own project management, which, it was working, but it wasn't really fun. I wasn't able to focus on writing. He was trying to do all the producing, for the videography. And so we realized we needed, somebody who could really manage the projects and help coordinate with our clients so we could break through to that next level. Yeah.
Yeah. So that parlays into our next question about the project manager, / client services director role. At one point you're just talking about, essentially managing on your own. What were some of the pitfalls of that? And how has hiring a project manager, having a client services director, how has that made a difference for you? Is it really efficiency, profitability, being able to focus on, your areas more?
Yeah, it's exactly
all of the above.
It's all of that. Yeah. I really appreciate being able to focus. For that short period of time where I was doing both, I wasn't really a happy creative. You always want happy creatives, and it was overwhelming. And so the fact that we have got Rebecca here, that we can all focus on our creative areas, she's focusing on our clients. She understands how to traffic projects. I mean, that's huge. And you can't grow without something like that. And Rebecca in particular understands creative. So that's really important to us. And how to wrangle us so that we can be our
Wrangling's important.
creative selves. But she's a partner too.
And she is a partner, and it was really important to us. We didn't want somebody who would be here and maybe leave. We need somebody who's invested in Tiger Moth like we were. We need somebody who is as passionate as we were. And Rebecca is that person, and she, empowers us, and she empowers the client, and she really makes us better. And we know that she's there, and that, because she has that vested interest, that what she's going to do is going to be the best for Tiger Moth. It's going to be best for the client. It's going to be best for us. And, you can't ask for better than that.
Well, and we've continued to invest in that. We've got an employee that's in the project manager role, supporting Rebecca in that, because there's so much to do in terms of project management and client services directing.
Yeah.
And in my experience too, I mean, I think one of the biggest things, in terms of the success of, a role like a project manager, Rebecca's role, what she does is trust. I mean, you have to have the trust of the creative team and the people involved in the organization to really succeed in that role. Because otherwise you're kind of giving orders and, just distributing things, and you could be hated a little bit. It's like, no, you're just giving me more work or whatever it is, impeding on the process. But if you trust them, that makes all the difference in the world, because that they're looking out for your best interest, the company's best interest, that kind of thing. So it sounds like that's key to the partnership.
Trust is a big one. You're exactly right.
And we talk about lanes a lot here. Everybody, we coordinate and collaborate a lot, but we have lanes, and she's got her lane, and we trust her in her lane.
Yeah.
And
so you got a group of,
when you have 5 people together, you have to have a lot of processes in place to make sure we aren't crossing those lanes.
Yep, definitely. So speaking of 5 people, and I mean, you have a group of creatives together, as far as kind of thinking about your culture, how does everybody get along and then, under one roof and sit down together at the table and make decisions, especially 5 partners, is there a lot of disagreements? Does that create a lot of discord, or are you guys pretty united?
Well, it's all of the above. I mean, we are united. And like I said, creating those processes really helps us know what our roles are, who's in charge when, because we don't have one person in charge. So we have to put those processes in place. On the creative side, which is really fun, that's what we want to do is, we all want to put away the business side and just be creative. And that's really fun. We've worked on that process for a long time, and it wasn't smooth at first. When you have that many creatives come together, it can be hard. And we've learned, and this one isn't a process we formally made. This just happened because we respect each other. But we had to put our egos aside. When we sit down at the table, we have to put our egos aside, check them at the door. And when we're doing a creative process, when we're having a creative meeting, everybody's coming to the table with ideas. And when somebody puts an idea out, you have to let go of that idea. It's no longer your idea. It's our idea. And you do that so it can grow. And it can grow because everybody has a different creativity, a different perspective, a different take on things. And one of the things is knowing, who our client is. So having that perspective is really important. So when an idea is really crazy out here, somebody can bring in and go, that's really good, but it needs to really talk to this message.
Yeah.
So we really work together on that. And if you can't let go of the idea, you become possessive of it. And when you become possessive of an idea, you don't allow it to grow. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, it's not David's idea. It's not Andrea's idea. It's Tiger Moth's idea. It's the idea for the client that we're pitching that's going to work.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
Yeah, and I think our clients, they get a cohesive experience with us, especially since we have things like photo and video in-house. And I think that's really important in terms of their feeling like they've got good coordination, and same with their brand. I mean, a lot of times we're helping create their brand messaging, that foundation, that narrative, and they can know that their brand's going to have a really cohesive experience through each execution, whatever creative lane we're in at that time, we carry that narrative through. So that's helpful.
Yeah. Y'all should try it with us sometime.
It's
fun.
Yeah. All right. So talking about kind of getting along creatively, internally, what about, I believe you work with other agencies. So in terms of working with other agencies, some agencies would see other agencies as competition and, maybe be scared of doing that. what ways do you partner with agencies and why? Because I know some agencies will start working with other agencies and then maybe have more, direct clients, and kind of scale their business that way. Sometimes agencies are, just 50-50 focused or even agency focused because agencies, need those resources, and oftentimes nowadays very specialized and, need some of the breadth and depth that I assume you could provide. So talk to me a little bit about that more as far as you work with agencies.
Yeah. Well, we love working with other agencies. And one of the big reasons is we see ourselves primarily as a content agency. And so agencies out there who need content and that we can fill that gap for them, we love it, because that's, those are the times when we can focus on our creative and just produce the story, produce a video and focus and fill that need, not have to really worry about managing the client in that aspect. Of course, you're always learning from other creative agencies. I love to see how other agencies are going about what they do, and there's just always, something to learn from them. And that's why we're happy to be dialed in with Agency Match, because it just, we've got lots of great groups here in Greensboro. Like I said, we're in this creative district, but then to kind of open our horizons in terms of all the different types of agencies and the work that they're doing is something that just kind of energizes us, I think.
Yeah, and from my experience, it's been fun. It's all been positive so far. It's just sharing those energies. It's bringing that same concept of brainstorming, with another agency. You have to put the egos aside too, but having other people bringing energy, us bringing new energy together and being able to come up with new concepts, new ideas, and really helping, like you were saying earlier, we can help people scale on the creative side. And I don't know, it's a lot of fun to do that. And then you really do create great projects and great, content when you work with other people that are open-minded to do that.
Particularly since we have photo and video in-house, that's one of the gaps we really easily fit in. I think it's helpful that we connect that way too.
Yeah, I was going to talk to that. I mean, as far as photo and video in-house, I mean, in my experience, having done hundreds of agency review interviews, with small to mid-sized agencies, I would say kind of off cuff, maybe 5 to 10% of agencies have that capability in-house, and otherwise it's outsourced. So, what is it about photography, videography in-house that's, such a benefit versus, maybe agencies that or brands that work with an agency that's working with a video production company and outsourcing that part of it? What's the benefit of, the integration there?
No, that's a good question. When you have an owner, when you have the video and photography person there from the start, we're talking about the groundwork. We're talking about we're here when the brand is being built, when the messaging is being built. We're learning the client from the ground level intimately. And, it's a team effort when you're doing photo and video. And when you're working with the team from the get-go and you truly understand the messaging, being hands-on, lead a project, it's immeasurable. Like having that knowledge when you start a project really is immeasurable. I'm here, I'm engaged. This is my passion. This is what I want to do. I'm not working for 20 other companies. When you come here, you're working with us, and I'm invested in you, the client. I'm invested in Tigermoth. That's what we do. That's what makes it a powerful thing. And working with clients and working with that vision from the beginning really starts off on the right foot. And I think the clients feel like they're comfortable with us and that we have it. And it allows this level of creativity to flow, and it allows us to really bring their voice to the video, to the photography, not like a lot of other agencies can do.
Yeah. Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So, there's been a lot of hard work, just forming and starting your agency and, kind of spreading your wings, not to pardon the pun with Tigermoth, but, as far as kind of next steps and what the future looks like or what your 5-year vision looks like, what is that for Tigermoth? Where do you want to go from here?
Yeah. Well, at one level, we just really want to continue doing the work that we love with the clients that we really get inspired by. So that goes back to, being really intentional about the clients that we choose and looking for clients that are, making a positive impact. And we've done, January and February was crazy with proposals, more than we've ever had in that compressed amount of time. And that work's starting to come in, and a lot of it is in the nonprofit sector for us, because that's just goes along with, making a positive impact. And so we're also looking at scalability in each of our areas. We've got great people that we can contact that, we've vetted, that, we know that we can expand projects quickly if we need to, but specifically in DC.
Yeah,
too.
and we're being very intentional about really pushing clients that are passionate about the same things we are, and nonprofits really do fall into that. I mean, companies do too, but we're heading to DC in a couple of weeks to meet with I think 6 or 7 potential new clients, and they all just kind of fit our mold, and we're looking to grow in that area. We already have a few clients there, so, and we're looking to expand, we're looking to grow, we're looking to really help people raise money, we're really help people make money, and to really have their voice. And
well, and I would add too, you mentioned businesses can do that too. I mean, that's something that we really want to connect with businesses, not just nonprofits on, but, if they're producing their annual report, for instance, are they storytelling around the things that aren't necessarily directly related to their product, but are about how they run the business and how they go about things. I mean, we want to fill that niche too. So we're looking at how to break into that a little bit more as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
all right. Big plans. Sounds like it's going to be busy, always busy. Agency, #agency life, right? Exactly. Awesome. So I really appreciate your time, just sharing this input. Viewers that are watching, how do they connect with you? We'll show your website on the screen and have your logo and all that good stuff. But is that the best way? Is website, email? What's the best way to reach you, get connected?
Yeah, if they go on our website at tigermothcreative.com, we have a contact page that goes directly to Rebecca, or you can just email her. She's Rebecca@tigermothcreative.com.
Awesome.
Or you can click on the link right here.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll make that. We'll make that happen just for you.
All right.
Exactly. No,
I
and then
first before I did that.
Yeah, and then I do want to point out the duality as far as brands and agencies and willingness and openness to work with both, to help both, as there's going to be a lot of agency owners that watch this. And a question I wanted to throw out as well. There's been a lot of mergers, acquisitions happening. Smaller agencies, 500 to 2 million range, that kind of thing. I've seen a lot of that activity from my perspective. What if, not to put you on the spot, but if a bigger agency gave you a call and said, "Hey, we want to buy you. We want to bring you on and use that to expand our capabilities. And, we want to buy you as people and, bring you on as our leadership, that kind of thing." Is that something that you would be open to, or are you pretty, dead set on keeping it the way it is for as long as possible?
I mean, we are a business, and it would have to be a perfect match. It'd have to be something we all feel good about, and it'd have to be the right amount of money. I mean, a business is a business. We all want to retire one day, right?
We've actually had the beginnings of some of those conversations,
we've had a few conversations
throughout the years, but yeah.
We actually had another person approach us, and it wasn't a good fit. We're still, we still work together, but it was not going to be a good fit just because of different paths. But
so yeah, it's not something we're seeking, but we definitely are always open to talking to people. Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. And then any just final tips or tricks for freelancers as far as finding freelancers? Because I know that, there's a lot of agencies that are working with freelancers, but some are newer to it than others. And, where do you start? Are there sites or platforms or things like that you're using to make these connections initially and then take them through, your vetting process, have that conversation? Any tools that have helped you connect with the right people?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. And I feel like we're at an advantage. This might not be the best answer for everybody, but there's 5 of us and we've been in this industry for a while. So we've had a pool of people that we've kind of worked with over the time. And we ask, when I'm working with freelancers, I'm asking them, hey, if I call one of my freelancers to help me on a video and they can't help, hey, do you have anybody else right now? Who else have you been working with you like? And people share names and we'll vet them that way. I like working with people who've worked with us before or worked with other freelancers. But we've had people reach out to us. We've reached out to different universities that have the kids with the skills that we need. to meet with. But it really is, it's a vetting thing, and it's learning, and you have to be willing to teach too.
Yeah.
I love to teach, and I'm willing to bring somebody in that I can work with over time and make them an asset to us.
Yeah, but on the flip side, I had a cool experience a month or two ago of a writer that I've always looked up to. It contact me and say, I love your website. I love what you're about. I would love to do some work with Tiger Moth. And I was so flattered because I absolutely wanted to work with her. And so sometimes it just happens naturally, I guess.
Yeah, and same thing. I had a meeting recently with a college student who saw our logo and met the owner of a logo we did, and met the owner and just followed the path to us, and then found our website from there, and then contacted us and reached out, and we met. So yeah, it's all the above, and resources like you too.
Yeah,
I mean, we've gotten a few from you, Robbie.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thanks for the plug.
That's very helpful. Yeah,
you'll send me a bill for that later.
Yes, I think we have.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. All right, awesome. Well, appreciate the time, and you're both members of the agency stable, correct? Okay, cool as well. So any agencies watching from the stable, you guys are members. If you want to leave comments and questions, discussion, anything like that, feel free to leave that. And then otherwise, hopefully you get some connections out of this and add some value to agencies and learn from your past. So just appreciate your time and input.
Yeah, man. Thanks for doing what you're doing too.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
We do.
All right. Thank you.